even of our annual Sonic Hotfix event. We are focusing on the colorful collection of characters that Sonic calls his friends rather than the blue blur himself. And coming up next, we have nimputs with Tails beat the game in Sonic Triple Trouble. Now, we had the Triple Trouble 16-bit run yesterday on day 1, which was fantastic. You should definitely go check that out when day 2 is over. Go check out the day 1 VOD. But this is going to be the OG that started it all. This is going to be the Game Gear version. Nimputs, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, thank you, Amber. I'm Nim, and I'm going to be doing Sonic Triple Trouble for you. And with me here, I have dragged back from a well-deserved rest. I'm very glad to have here with me Hip.
Hello, hello. I'm very happy to be here, and I'll probably contribute as much in commentary as Knuckles contributes in this run. Setting things on fire and... yeah, having fun.
So I'll be going with Tails. Do not look at the left side of the screen because there's nothing there. And I will be starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck, have fun.
Thank you. Yeah, this game starts off with basically kind of like a giant pinball, which is awesome to get runs going. So we'll see how that goes. Could be worse, could be worse. We can recover this. Very nice. Okay, so what this level shows up right away is that you have an enormous amount of air control in this game. And in this level in particular, you have to make use of every little bit of it you can. I did not do that super well here, but we at least got a little taste of it. We already got through Act 1. There's a lot of springs and such, and you have to be aware of your movement states with like rolling in the middle of the air to change your jump trajectory and all that to hit certain springs and keep most amount of momentum as possible. For the beginning of this level, though, I'm gonna hitting this thing that's gonna make the first half of the level a bit easier, and then the second half, I'm once again on my own, making some bounces here. Very nice. Ooh, very nice. Ooh, aren't we making it sneakily through here? That was very clean. We love to see it.
Nice. Especially with watching this game, like looking at it, especially when the stages go really well, you might just think, oh, he's just kind of jumping when he lands and stuff like that. But it's very intricate. It's not one that you can just get straight into and you've got really, really good times. You've got to really put some dedication in, which Nim surely has. He's got a very, very good time in this game.
Yeah, I honestly, not a lot of people run this game, and I would suspect that the reason for it is that when you run a game, you would typically start on the first level to learn it. But in this game, the first level is literally the worst beginner speedrun to learn. Literally start on every other level but the first one, because learning the optimal route in Gray Turquoise is an absolute pain. And I've already mentioned, getting clean runs going is not very easy. But also, I don't think that was a dropped input. I think that was actually my thumb not pressing the button. But that's fine. We did not lose that much time. Very straightforward boss if you press the button correctly. Getting 4 hits here.
Nice.
And now I'm gonna take a little bit more time to make sure I have easier time with my positioning. Sometimes you can hit this spring guy super early as he comes on screen, but then the boss at the top is not above you yet. So you can take a little bit of time there and wait a little bit to hit him, because otherwise you're just gonna miss the boss anyways, and you're probably gonna lose ball form and just fall back down and die. So you can take that one easy.
Nicely done. Already through the first zone.
Yeah, we have the second stage now, Sunset Park, which is a nice industrial area with a nice sunset backdrop. This level...
Oof.
I genuinely can't tell. So this game runs on Game Gear, and it tries too hard for Game Gear hardware. So it runs on very low it lags a lot while running. And sometimes I'm not sure if I'm actually not pressing the button correctly or if it's just dropping an input. That tends to happen with this game. I'm not sure what happened there at the beginning where I didn't move away and the enemy hit me. But at least on the second try, we got a very nice Sunset Park here. Yeah, very smooth. Love to see it. Yeah, this game has super cool movement. It is very satisfying, but you occasionally have a little bit of input RNG, and on top of the RNG you have with pressing the buttons correctly, which apparently I'm not always doing, but
just the beauty of the Game Gear, baby.
Yeah. So this level is very nice here with very particular jumps to preserve momentum and making it through various obstacles here. So these windmills in the background, they completely stop your momentum if you hit them badly. But I managed to sneak through nicely here. Now we roll off here, run off here to start a flight mid-air, and we beat the level very nice.
Right.
Yeah, that was very smooth. And also this level, this is the boss level, but it's an auto-scroller. And we're going to see here they introduce like some enemies you have to jump into. Then there's a hole in the floor here that you have to jump over. And you're going to think like, oh, they're going to introduce like some platforming elements for this auto-scroller here. And then they just kind of forgot what they were doing, and then just nothing happens anymore for the rest of the auto-scroller. And it's basically literally just this for like a minute. But the music is good, so...
yeah. I'm a big fan of how faithful the speedrun has kept between this and the 16-bit version, because if you saw NTH yesterday with Knuckles, this is pretty much just what he was doing. You know, it's an auto-scroller. We just keep running, hitting the badniks in the same manner. Very, very respectful of the original.
Yeah, this basically, the tech for this auto-scroller is literally like, just hold right, and if anything happens, just jump. That's it. And yeah, here we have the boss, 4 hits, and we are through very easily. Very nice.
His face just disintegrates. That's terrifying.
Yep.
Poor guy.
Don't look too closely at that. It gives me nightmares. This next level is called Meta Junglera, and you might be asking, what is a Junglera? And to answer your question, I don't know.
How many years of running this game and you don't know?
On and off for like I'm in a very bad situation here. Oh god. I've been running this game on and off, and for the longest time off, and now on again since like 2015, I want to say. That's when I first picked it up.
Coming up to the 10-year mark, and you don't know what a Junglera is. Is this the day that you find out?
I still don't know. No, maybe.
It's funny, I just Googled what is a Junglera, and all I get are Sonic results, so...
Literally.
Yeah, I heard at some point that it's like a Japanese pop culture reference, but I do not actually know if that is correct.
Yeah, all this says is Meta Junglera is a billion-year-old jungle unexplored by man, described as a, quote, lost world of giant plants and bottomless swamps.
Sonic Lost World reference?
Yeah. Anyways, this level, you saw me get stuck there at the beginning a little bit between all the bouncy balls, as I like to call them. This level actually is very consistent because you can consistently avoid the bouncy balls if you are good at pressing buttons, which I am not. But if you manage to avoid all of them, pretty you can get through without really getting stuck. If you play this level casually, there is maybe a bit of a problem where you don't really know how to approach certain fields of bouncy balls, and you might get stuck and get bounced back and forth for like a long time. But we know how to avoid these. There's a little shortcut here intended. You have to pick up this spring item box, and you get launched right into the finish here.
Nice.
And that was Act 2.
I love the way that this game is just laid out. It's the little things like the title cards, the little results screen. It's got nice colors. I like the color scheme to this game big time.
Yeah, this game is very pretty to look at for sure. I really like the the whole charm of it. It's very nice.
I'm a
If I
fan of.
recall, go
Oh, yeah.
ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that I'm a fan of. So this is through Origins, like the latest release in which that you can play this game, and it's kind of got a matte black to the black pixels, which is kind of like if you were looking at a Game Gear screen, which is super neat. Shout outs to this boss.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything, which I'm a huge fan of because traditionally, I'm always a hater of boss fights in all video games I play. And this game has every boss fight be a huge pushover, which is wonderful because I don't have to do anything and I can focus on the platforming.
I mean,
You see Tails is also tired and sleepy and just taking a nap. So, and that's not
That's
considering
relatable.
our problematic faith burning up the jungle.
Oopsie daisy. Haha.
What I was saying earlier was I recall this is like the first Game Gear only, like it didn't end up on Master System, not even in Brazil, game among the 8-bit titles. So when we were talking about how it has style and flair that like is just the way it's laid out is really nice. It's because it was designed with the Game Gear in mind. So yeah, there's still screen crunch, but it's not quite the same as like when you go from the Master System titles that share a Game Gear port. It just feels like it's better designed for the Game Gear itself.
So that was Robotnik Winter 1. If you're trying to learn this game, this is a good level to start on. This is a pretty easy one to get down. But yeah, also something where you got to be really aware of like your movement states and such and how you set up certain bits of movement, because for example in the tunnel that I break through the ice, you have to do one jump into the ceiling there to be able to fly out of the tunnel. Otherwise you just drop down like a rock. Don't ask me how the movement states in this game work, it's really weird, but a lot of times you have to do something like that to be able to continue with the strats that you're trying to do. And this is also a pretty important trick here, and you got it perfectly. Very nice. That is awesome. So this block break there is like the closest thing this game has to like a make or break skip that, you know, makes or breaks your run. And maybe we got so close. So there's a tiny little ceiling zip there if you get into the corner. That zips you just up here, saves like 4 seconds, I think. No big deal that I didn't get it, but yeah, I'm very glad I got the block break. So that is like the major run killer here.
Very smooth.
Yeah.
I like how it's Robotnik Winter, meaning he induced this winter. He knows what he did.
So getting the deep lore here on Sonic Triple Trouble. That's awesome.
I think that there was a whole thing going on about, I think it was Triple Trouble, where like comics or something just had no idea what the story was, and apparently Knuckles had a brother in this game. And
What?
There's some video that I watched that like just apparently some people got the complete wrong end of the stick. I need to do some fact checking and look back through it, but it was funny. Shout outs to this boss as well.
Yeah, just tons and tons of just damage boosting on this one. Unfortunately, this one is really brutal also again with the lag. So a lot of times you're trying to jump into him and you're just repeatedly pressing the jump button and nothing happens. So this is kind of the RNG factor here and how well this boss goes, just how many jump inputs it reads. There's a different strat here where you can also wedge yourself on the right side of the screen between the screen border and the boss, and you just kind of bounce back and forth, but it tends to not work very well for me, and I tend to have more success with just jumping into him. By the way, we have the water level here, Tidal Plant, and you are about to see the cutest thing in the world, which is...
it's a sea fox.
This thing, the sea fox. And I might die here, we'll see. Nope, we're good.
Nice.
So sometimes this eel that I just went through is in a position where it just instantly breaks the sea fox. Technically you don't die, but by that point the run is dead because losing the sea fox there is basically instant reset. I would, if that happened in like the snow reset situation that I'm in right now, I would have just purposefully drowned and started the level from the beginning.
I can't unsee it. The sprite at the far left of the sea fox that's supposed to be the propeller when it's extended, when the like water, the white bits are extended, it looks like it says, if you like tilt your head to the right to read it,
no.
it looks like it says end, E-N-D.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, you're right. I wonder if they've like repurposed the sprite. That'd be really cool if they had.
Ooh.
It's got me messed up because I'm never gonna unsee it now. It's like HUD's and his mic looking like an ice cream sandwich this morning.
That was hilarious. Oh, these yellows and purples, they cooked with the color scheme on this game.
They really did.
Absolutely. So next up we have Title Plan 2, which is the only level with a major level skip that is evenly glitched, so you can look forward to that. But before we make it there, we have to do some underwater movement once again with the Sea Fox. I do want to point out all the movement in this game is a lot more complicated than it looks. There's a lot of optimization, very high skill ceiling here. But the have to take a death here. I did like the more difficult way of doing this. You can take the save, but you know, I'm trying to flex here and it did not work, so I look silly, but it's fine. I give it a shot. But anyways, all the movement in this game has a surprisingly high skill ceiling, but the part that has the highest skill ceiling of all the movement in this game is actually the Sea Fox here. Getting good Sea Fox movement is absolutely bizarrely difficult, and I can, I'm generally pretty close to all of the optimal times in the individual levels in this game, except for your own title plant, because the Sea Fox movement just gets so bizarrely optimized, and doing it well is incredibly difficult.
It looks like, no pun intended, that you're like just kind of moving very much through water. It looks so, or even sludge, with how like, the physics are treating you.
Yeah. Basically, here, this is the glitch that I announced. So we're falling through the floor here. Little camera trick and unloading collision and such. And we are at the end of the level. Whoops. Now gotta move. And this is the end of the stage. If you run out of air here, while hitting the signpost, and the sign does the troll sign, where you have to hit it again, you can actually drown there after hitting the signpost, which is fun. Also, for this next boss fight, I would advise Hypnotics specifically to look away, because it's not going pretty well.
It doesn't
for
concern
Knuckles
me.
here.
Yeah, I'll
Avert your eyes, Hibby.
Don't describe it in excruciating detail what you're doing.
Yeah,
I'm boy.
Basically all I have to do is press a button here. So once again, not much is going on in the boss in this game. But I'm not describing what pressing that button does to spare Hibby's feelings.
Sparing Hibby's feelings. I mean, you're firing bombs into Knuckles' face.
Don't say it.
Right, that's it. Why did I help out with this event? Why did we accept this run, Amber?
Knuckles,
honestly,
no. I actually forgot that this happens in the game.
I'm a huge Knuckles fan myself, honestly. He's my favorite Sonic character, but sometimes he just gotta launch bombs in his face. Like, sometimes that's just what you gotta do.
Sometimes he did the thing that deserved it. In this case, he got in the way.
And only Tails can get away with that kind of thing. Final set of stages, though. Exciting.
That was impressive, dodging literally every ring in front of you.
Yeah, we don't need any. It's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, this level is a huge pipe maze, but it also has some bits of really intricate movement in between, such as this jump, which I almost got, and there's a really tricky one over one of the few death pits in the game here. I don't think that'll make it. Oh, we did make it, but I was expecting it to not make it, so I did not get into a flight as I should have, but we made it over without dying, so that's nice. This game does not have a lot of death pits. This is like the only death pit that you can realistically fall into throughout the majority of the run, but it attracts you like a magnet whenever you jump over it, so it can get pretty sketchy. But we made it through nicely.
Nice, sub 50.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
I'm a huge Knuckles fan myself. He's my favorite character. He says as he, kills Knuckles.
Yeah. Yeah, I do what I gotta do to go fast, Like, no way around it.
you have an appreciation for something, like, you see something so cute and you're just like, oh, I just want to shake you. That's a manifestation of that kind of love, I feel.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's relatable. That is probably the most relatable way you could, explain that to me.
We could
Also,
justify killing him, yeah.
Little
Does
damage
anyone
boost skip coming up
understand-
here.
ooh.
Yep, we got it. Very nice.
Nice.
Basically just flying into the top of the elevator at a high speed, but you gotta be ready on the timing to spin dash out at the bottom, otherwise you go back up the elevator, which you don't want.
I will never understand what was with the 8-bit Sonic and its fascination with tube mazes.
Yeah, it's
It's like, oh crap, we gotta add at least one more level. What's a way to do that with like as few tiles as possible, or as many reused assets as possible? Tubes.
yeah, they all have tube mazes. It's wild. So we are now in the final level, and I hate to say it, it's not very interesting, unfortunately. It is a bit it is a bit of a boss rush, but especially the first boss, which we will be seeing soon here, as soon as I make it up these very uncomfortable stairs, is this guy, and I'm pretty sure this scene has inspired the Sonic.exe creepypasta, because this is so similar.
Oh my god,
yeah,
it really is.
Yeah. We have to fight this guy now, and it's like the most uninteresting boss fight you have ever seen in your life. So he does this 4 times and you hit him. And then he does the same thing more or less 6 times, but you have to dodge him because he's on fire. And that happens a couple times in a row. You have to do a total of 12 hits on him. And that is the Metal Sonic boss fight.
Like, and suddenly Metal Sonic appears.
Yep. We have another character that suddenly appears very soon. So get ready for this. I don't want to spoil it. You first have to dodge 6 more hits.
I like how Tails, like, quite often he doesn't have such a sassy idle animation, but he's taken after Sonic. He's just like, yeah, I'm tired of this.
Yeah, I'm just
gotta
gonna
move
plop
on.
down. There's nothing happening here.
So for the final hit, we want to hit Metal Sonic closer to the right side of the screen to make his moving off screen a bit quicker. There we go, and we are moving on here through the teleporter. I'm gonna pick up this checkpoint because the final boss of this is very sketchy. And speaking of new characters, there's Fang.
Hey, my guy.
Hi, Fang.
This guy shows up earlier in the game if you collect the emeralds, but I'm not good at this game, so I don't do that. I just go through as quickly as possible without collecting anything, so I'd never see Fang until this point. But he's in this game. That was a boss, by the way. And here's another boss. This guy. So you can barely just hit him at the top here. And the trick is basically to just keep him moving left-right, because as soon as you stop moving, he stops above you and
Does
throws
that
fire
nonsense.
on you. Yeah, exactly. And the more you move, the faster this is gonna go. You can do like these little bouncy hits here on the side. I'm not actually sure if the game counts these as individual hits, because I do not understand how anything related to boss health works in this game. Now you hit him again, and now we have the very crucial final boss, which is very likely that I die, so we'll give it a shot. So 1 hit, 2, and good,
Nice.
good.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Woo, that was close. So yeah, this boss is all about damage boosting, and we got it. Nice.
Nice.
So
That's
this boss
awesome.
is the main reason why my estimate is so comfy, because the last checkpoint before this is like very far back, and that's time, by the way, when we collect the emerald. And time.
GG.
Thank you. But yeah, the last checkpoint you saw me collect it. It's very far back, and if you die to this boss, which is very likely when you do the strat is very cool and fast, and it works a lot of times, but a lot of times when you really need it, it doesn't. And then you lose like 2 minutes or so, and you don't want that. So yeah, I'm glad I made it first try. So that's definitely the biggest roadblock in this game, like right at the end. You can take this boss much easier as well, but obviously when you're trying to be as fast as possible, that's you kind of.
I like that Tails stands on his tippy toes to shake Knuckles' hands. By the way,
yeah, I love the ending screen of this game.
it's so good. Yeah. Although it looked like when Knuckles reached out, it didn't look like he actually grabbed his hand. It looks like he just looked like he was gonna reach out and then just glides away.
They just touch the tip of their fingers. They're just like, yeah, we're not quite there yet, but yeah.
But yeah, that was Sonic Triple Trouble. Again, not many people run this game, so please run this game. It is very cool. It has really cool movement, and yeah, I recommend not starting on Grey Turquoise, because Grey Turquoise is miserable. Learn Grey Turquoise last, and do literally any other level first when you're learning this. Yeah, also you can obviously also run this with Sonic, but I do think this run is more fun with Tails, because Sonic has a lot of small intricacies that mostly just make the run more annoying. And in a game that drops as many inputs as this, you really don't want to make it more annoying. So I recommend sticking with Tails on this game. Shoutouts. I mean, yeah, the whole Sonic community is always awesome. This game, unfortunately, does not have a lot of runners. Dark Pro always shows up in my stream when I run this, and he's given me a couple of helpful tips. He used to have the record in this very long time ago, so definitely shoutouts to him. And yeah, just the whole Sonic community. Always, I love all you guys, and it's always a jam doing anything with you. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Nim.
And
this run was a lot of fun.
Yeah, appreciate it. Happy to hear. And again, thank you so much, Chip, for still coming on with me even after you spent basically all day already being on stream. But yeah, that's all.
That's all right. You know that I always appreciate you and the runs that you do. Sort of inspiration in many a way. So yeah, it's especially this game. Like, I don't know, this game's super neat, and to see somebody kind of be the soldier for it is really cool, and to have it shown off at this event is also really neat. I know we were kind of trying to figure out whether it was something that you wanted to show off, and I'm super happy that you did, because it's real neat, especially having seen the 16-bit version yesterday. So yeah, Nim, thank you so much. That was a treat. I love this game, and I think I owe it a run at some point. So yeah, just giving me another taste. Maybe I'll go with Tails. Maybe it's not too bad.
Hibby running not Knuckles? I'm impressed.
There's no Knuckles playable in this game, unfortunately.
I mean, he's there. We just don't play as him. It's good enough for me.
He's there.
I'm just giving you some crap.
Believe me, I'm also a Knuckles fan, and I'd be playing Knuckles if I could, but doesn't give me the option.
Also, go follow Nim.
Yes.
Nim's very epic.
Twitch.tv/nimputs. And Hibby, do you have any shoutouts? Because this is the last time you're on stream for the event. Do you have anything else you wanted to say before we head off to our next run?
Yeah, there was something that I was going to say sort of like in relations to this game, but I think as the day has gone on, I remember less. So just speedrun Sonic games, because they're awesome. If you're looking for a way in and you kind of like, the community aspect of things, we started to do some individual level competitions. Everybody's welcome, like whatever skill level. And we have different brackets for 16-bit games, the 8-bit games, as well as some of the more obscure classics. So if you're interested in that, you can find on pretty much any classic Sonic game on speedrun.com. That will give you a link to the Classic Sonic Speedrun community Discord server, and you can opt in for those competitions, which have been good fun. We've got the cave-like levels planned for this month. So we've got Mystic Cave 1, Underground 1 from Sonic 1 for the Game Gear, and then Lost Labyrinth 1 in Sonic 4, which is a little more out there, but yeah, you can opt in and learn games through that way, or just learn the games how you want. Speedrunning is awesome. You can do it at whatever pace you want, and that's why we love it. So happy Pride Month, everybody, and stick around for the rest of the event, of course.
Rest of the run, yeah. No, seriously, we do have a lot of runs coming up next. A lot of short back-to-back runs. Speaking of which, there is a category in Sonic Adventure DX that a lot of people like to run because of how brisk it is. It's called the Small Stories category, and it means Knuckles, Amy, and Gamma because they're all very short stories. And
Knuckles
we're doing a Sonic Adventure DX block where we crammed as many runners as we could into this to represent Knuckles, Gamma, and Amy in that order. So coming up next, we're going to have Victory Cannon showcasing the Fast SADX mod with Knuckles' story, and then we'll have the Mimic with Gamma's story, and then a race to round us out in the Sonic Adventure DX block between Dream Tora and Beam Queen Soul for Amy's story. So we're going to take a quick break, but I just want to remind everyone really quick that prize submissions, if I've got any crafty people or people who like doing like perler beads, crochet, embroidery, needlepoint, stuff like that, or maybe you like doing stained glass or anything like that. There are prize submissions for SGDQ. There are some cool Sonic games and other really awesome games. And we also just added some of the second submission period games into the schedule for SGDQ as well. If you take a look at the schedule, I'm going to pop it in chat with the SGDQ command. Take a look at that schedule. Take a look at the website if you want to find out information on how to submit a prize for SGDQ. Those submissions are open until June 16th. So take a look at that if you want to, maybe submit something that you've handmade. Anyways, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break while we get ready for our next run with Knuckles' story in Sonic Adventure DX Fast SADX mod. So stick around right after this.
Knuckles.